with Team USA right here. The journey to a gold medal begins this weekend in a game against France on Sunday. Team USA rebounded after losing the first two exhibition games back in Vegas, so they seem to have put that behind them. Also, the team's bonding has been fun. KD messing with Bam on Twitter earlier this week, and now, ahead of the Olympics, the entire American contingent, not just the basketball team, sang KD happy birthday today. Take a listen. All right, fun fact for our viewers here. It's not Katie's birthday, but Perk, the trolling continues. It's moved beyond Twitter now. But Perk, as we take a look at the upcoming schedule for Team USA, do they need to make a statement in Game 1 against France on Sunday?
Well, George, do they need to make a statement? I'm willing to put everything on the line and say that they will make a statement. I was one of the guys that was a little concerned about what I saw in Vegas until I realized that those guys didn't care about those scrimmages. They were ready to get to the real action, and the real action is where they at right now. So them going up against France, the first game, I feel like the USA team is going to come out on a mission. We heard Greg Popovich talking about it. He's been waiting on it. They've been on his hit list. KD is going to be KD. Dame Dizzle is going to be Dame Dizzle. I see them making a huge statement win.
You know what's amazing, though, George? I want a camera on Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton. They're going to arrive. They're flying there now. I think the word is they're going to try to play on Sunday or be available. That flight must have just been is going to be amazing. But
the stories to tell.
Look, they're going to be ready. I think they've had enough scrimmages here, and I think their first three games, France is going to be the hardest of those first three games, and sometimes that's good. Like, you need to respect your opponent. I actually think if they come out against Iran or the Czech Republic, they wouldn't necessarily have the same kind of respect that they would do for France, because France has some good players on. There's some NBA players on that team that I think that they need to pay attention to, and that will get their attention. So that's probably good. I always think, Perk, if you show up and you don't feel like you're going to be challenged, that's when you mail it in. That's when you play in a scrimmage. But France is going to get your attention.
Right. Number 7 in the world right now, FIBA rankings. Obviously, you look at this team, and they're getting the reinforcements, as you mentioned, Momo. And Perk, as you mentioned, Pop has had this one circled for 2 years. That was a quote that came out here recently. So, but Perk, I'll ask you first. This team has had some issues, with size, right? Like, they're going to probably have to gang rebound, right? In the sense of, the guards are going to have to do a better job of crashing the boards and things like that. So how do they solve some of their issues defensively and from a playmaking perspective?
Well, when you look at it, I love the adjustment that he made by playing Draymond Green, starting him in that lineup, and challenging Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant. We all know this is the thing, right? Pop, Steve Kerr, they know that Draymond Green and Kevin Durant know how to play alongside each other for us on the defensive side of things. We watched those two guys anchor the defense in Golden State. When you challenge Kevin Durant to be better defensively, he always steps up to the challenge. We always talk about KD and how awesome of an offensive player he is and how he's a walking bucket, but what we don't give Kevin Durant enough credit for is his ability to lock in on the defensive end, especially when it matters the most.
Well, I mean, I just saw Drew Holiday make one of the best defensive plays I've seen ever, in that series. I mean, Bam Adebayo, to me, is always in the running for an all-defensive team. I think they have plenty good enough roster. They just need to learn how to play together. And I actually think this is a good setup for them, where you get somebody who's gonna give you a challenge in that first game, and it'll get your attention. And I think they get going. They got their attention when they lost, right?
Yep, agreed. They will be locked into that one for sure. And continuity has been a big problem for them. It's been a long time since we've had guys commit to this for a year or plus, right? Like, this is the thing. We're kind of still throwing this thing together, so I think that's part of it.